Good afternoon, our fellow viewers. I hope you're having an amazing Monday. Welcome to hashtag Mentorship Monday. Unfortunately, our guest couldn't make it today. However, the show must go on. And so today we'll be featuring our program coordinator in the Inspire Mentorship Program. She is somebody that has been so pivotal to this program. She's the one that actually started coordinating the program from the beginning. And today we're going to hear from her about her own career and how she has found this job or this role of setting up a mentorship program for young professionals in Lesotho. Her name is Bohlokoa Maboloka. She is the operations manager at Inspire Innovation Business Consultants, and she's also the founding program coordinator of the Inspire Mentorship Program. We have a new program coordinator at the moment, but she's the one that started the program. And so, welcome, Miss Maboloka. How are you?
I'm good.
I'm good. So, guys, obviously, we were expecting a different guest today, but the Inspire team always being up to the challenge. As soon as we said we need somebody to have this conversation with us, Bohlokoa was the one that had to take the fall. Yeah, but this is like a normal day at Inspire, right?
Well, yeah, it is.
Yeah. All right. So, Bohlokoa, tell us more about yourself and where you are currently in your career, but your background, your education background, and up until where you are right now.
Okay. My background is in management communications. That's my first degree. I did that at UKZN in Durban. And when I was there, after I finished my degree, I worked a little for like small companies as a marketing intern. So when that didn't work out, because obviously I was not a citizen, I had to come back home. When I got home, I was unemployed for a little bit. You know how it is here with unemployment. So at a certain point, I went to go work for the NICR, the ID and birth certificate registry.
Yes.
Yeah, in Kuting.
Yes.
So that was it was a nice experience. I worked there for 6 months, but I knew the very moment I went there. I think the fact that I even went to Kuting was like just so stressful for me. I'm from there, but I have not stayed there. Like I have not lived there, so things were very far. Like there were no stores that really.
It was not Durban.
Yeah, no, definitely. So it was a great experience though, but I definitely knew that I can't be here for too long. So just being back at work, even if it wasn't what I was looking for, kind of gave me that motivation to say, okay, maybe I should start looking for like what I really want. Let me just start applying again. So
can you tell me about the journey of searching for the job that you want? Even though you are like in this temporary role that you're not really feeling and it's not in a place where you feel like you can stay. What did you do, like actively, what did you do to find the job that you got after that?
Well, what I did mostly was apply, because before I went there, I had actually been to an interview just days before I went at Bohlokoa. And I thought it was for a marketing position because that's what I had applied for. When I get there, they're asking me about HR. So I was so So I realized, okay, first of all, I was not prepared for that interview. My degree was broad. I could be called for anything. So because I had applied for that, I really didn't know what I was saying in the interview. I ruined it, and I think it would have been very easy for me to get it. But
if you had been prepared.
Yes, if I had been prepared. So I didn't ask the right questions before I went to the interview, all that. So when I was doing that, that's what I was doing. I was researching, asking around, just telling people, tell me if there's something, out there. So then I got someone told me that there's a post for a marketing officer that's going on Facebook. So I didn't even know I didn't know about the company. So I was like, okay, fine, I'll send through my CV. Then I was called to go for an interview. So I went there, it was an audit firm. First of all, I was like, oh my God, finance, audit firm. It was so serious. So I was a bit nervous because I I didn't like finance was just a field that I never thought of.
You would work
or
in.
yes,
Yeah.
it never came to my mind. Yeah, so I went there on the day, went to the interview, and there were already ladies sitting there, and I was already so nervous because I thought, oh my god. First of all, you look at someone, what they're wearing and everything, like, oh, they look so proper.
They already got the job.
Yeah, they already got the job,
Yeah.
and like, I don't know what I'm gonna say. So I went in there. I got interviewed, and I think I was confident enough, but I researched about the company. I was like, okay, let me find out what's an audit firm. What do they do? What would they need? In from like a marketing perspective. So I think I did my research enough so that I at least am comfortable with the answers that I would give. So I think I did well. And
well, you got the job.
I got it the same day.
Wow.
I actually did the interview, and then I was very nervous. So I went, I think I was somewhere in town with a friend or a cousin, I don't know, for a drink. And then just an hour or 30 minutes after we sat down, I got a call.
Wow.
Yes, they called me. They told me I got the job. And I was very excited because I was like, okay, wow, okay. Same day. I didn't have to wait for a week or a month and ask back. So I went there. It was new. They had never had a marketing person or department before.
Yeah.
I really didn't know what I was doing.
And I mean, it's quite unusual for a company in Lesotho, like an audit company, to specifically have a marketing officer.
Yeah, it is.
But I know the company, and I've seen like that they're really invested in marketing.
Yes,
and they're quite visible, and they're, I think, doing a really great job.
Yes, they are. I think also just joining a company that has people that are very open-minded.
Yeah.
Especially for a field or an industry that is very
highly regulated.
Highly regulated. So at first I got frustrated because every time I would say something, they were like, no, as audit firms, we don't do this, we don't do. They had all these rules.
Yeah,
and
you're
even
not really
the people,
allowed to advertise.
So it was more than just getting there and saying, okay, what can we do for this company? It was a lot of things. I think what I did there more than anything was internal marketing. I had to reintroduce the company to everyone and to understand it as well. I ended up, because I said my degree was broad. I ended up doing more than just marketing. I found myself doing administration, HR. Yeah, like it was a lot. It was a great experience. So I think that was the main foundation of who I am right now in my career. Like it was a main foundation. They gave me that platform and I could do everything. And just like you, my boss then would like literally throw me under the bus. Not under the bus, but like
in the deep end.
Yes, and say, do this. And if you don't do it, well, you'll see. You know? So I think that what he did as well really it helped me to have like a bit more confidence in what I do, even though I wasn't sure. Even when I wasn't sure what I was doing, I was
what
like,
are the 3 specific skills that you feel you gained in that time that you don't think you would have gained like in a traditional marketing role? And particularly, I think skills that you're able to use now in the type of work that you're doing now.
Mostly coordination, finance skills, finance and accounting skills. Those, I realized that those are very important in everything, literally. So that,
like, I mean, now you actually like will go and do taxes.
I know
internal stuff.
Even for other people, you can ask me anything about taxes. Well, not like
not
stuff, I know enough to actually,
tax administration.
Tax administration because I did the basics.
Yes.
Networking. That's where I started to network. That's where I started. We had like I think we hosted one seminar that I coordinated. So from that, I had to learn how to like speak up and be out there, engage with people. I was very. I didn't like doing it. Yeah, I would be very free and around. You know, when it's still safe, you're always you're always expressive and around people you know and around people you're comfortable with. But with that, I was like, okay, now I have to step out. I have to step out and do this, talk to people, coordination, and basically, you know, when you coordinate, you need to talk to different people. getting that network, putting together a network of valuable people you can work with in anything. Also, I learned that very quickly from there.
So why do you think that skill, the networking skill, because I think in the mentorship program in particular, this is something that we really try and bring across to people.
Yes.
This is something we talk about, I think, even internally within the Inspire business. Why do you think networking was so important for you to learn?
And for so many reasons, because whether it be for your career, well, the main reason I'm gonna, and a very practical example I can tell you about is how I ended up at Inspire Innovation. When our first encounter was at an expo,
the entrepreneurship expo,
and I was there representing the company I worked for then. So didn't really interact with a lot of people. I didn't interact with you as well, but I interacted with someone that ended up introducing you and me, because they knew what I could do, they knew what I wanted, and they knew how I wanted to grow in my career. And then they also knew what you wanted. They knew that what you wanted to do with Inspire Innovation and all that. And from that network or that connection, that person was able to bring us together. And then so that's a very practical example why networking is important. Sometimes you don't need someone immediately, you can talk to them. And because I've realized, even when we are organizing this program, when we had to engage mentors before we could start, it was a matter of, okay, we need mentors. If mentees can apply, but we need people that can say, I will take someone's hand,
I will mentor them
the entire. And I remember you started brainstorming on some, okay, I know this lady, she does this and this and this. Oh, I have, those are, some of them are people you already knew that you talked to every day. Some are networks. When we're looking for speakers to come, you remember, you tap into that network. You met one 2 years ago at a conference, you met another one in school. Those are your networks. So you remember, no, this person is, and when you follow even people you network with, you just follow them on LinkedIn, you follow what they do, and you realize, oh, that's very interesting. And then it just aligns. Down the line, you will realize, oh, okay, no, I want to do this. I want to bring together a group of people to do a certain thing. Someone is looking for someone that specializes in design thinking. You think, oh no, I met this lady some time ago, so now I can call her, and so that's why networks are very important.
I think what you're saying is so important, because particularly people, I think, are so afraid of networking because they think it means you're using people, like it means you meet somebody with the intention to do something with them, I think not realizing that you literally just tap into people that you already know. Just meeting, like you said, just meeting somebody at a professional association, for example, or at a dinner or whatever. I think the most important thing with networking is that you need to start, as a person, you need to start having conversations, the right conversations with the right people. So where, you would go to a dinner and talk about, I don't know, like the beach, I don't know, like just talk about useless things. You now have to channel your mind to say, I'm going there to get to know people a bit more, to say, okay, hi, Bohlokoa, where do you work? What do you do? What are you interested in? What are some of the things that you want to do in the next 5-3 years? And that's what I have found to be really effective in networking. It's talking to people about their passions, having important conversations and not just talking about the weather and
what it does as well. I've realized, the more you talk about, like, you kind of feed, it's not even using people, you learn something new. You did that's interesting. Oh, maybe I should check that out. So you learn as you talk to people, and also it gives you more confidence to like express yourself, to talk about what you can do. People listen. So you never know when the right time, they will call you up one day and say, okay, this person did but also it's confidence. It's you kind of affirming everything that you're doing,
your beliefs and what you love.
You end up even going further You
Yeah.
find yourself going further and saying, oh no, but I really want to do this and this in the future. In 10 years, I also want to do you. So you, maybe for me, it's like you kind of confirming your dreams and expressing that. You don't know if the next person will say, oh no, someone has tried that and it doesn't work out because ABC, that you learn something. Now you know, okay, maybe that's like a dream, like a little dream. But it helps. It helps. Yeah.
So what I find very interesting about your professional journey is really that, I think your interest has always been marketing, right?
Yeah.
But because you did a general...
it hasn't.
It hasn't?
There's a funny story to that.
Yeah.
So like I said, my first degree was very broad. I did management and communications. So I was mainly interested in media studies.
But, and what was your final goal? What was the end goal? What did you want to achieve with media studies? Did you want to be like on TV?
No.
What did you want to do?
I didn't want to be on TV. I find I wanted to be a director. Or because I am not very, like, with writing, I'm not very confident with that. Like, I don't even tap into it. I do, but like not really how maybe someone that would want to write would do it. But I was interested in like the background work of production. Yes. I was interested in production mostly. So,
and then you find yourself in the corporate world,
and then I found myself
finance, and
I wanted to be in the creative world.
Yeah.
And then, But how I did that is because I applied for my honors in marketing. I was just trying my luck because I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. I'm not finding a job, so there's still money I have left that I can use. So what am I going to do
further?
Yeah. So I picked that just to see. And then when they accepted me, I was like, oh, okay, that's what I'll be doing. So then I just went along with it.
And now where you are, do you like your journey? Do you like your career or your professional journey? What do you like about it? And what are some of the things that you want to tap into more in the future? But we can start with what do you like about where you are right now?
It's the learning for me. I'm meeting so many amazing people that are that have gone through like the career development journey for 10 years. Some are just starting out and some are just, finding their feet. Some are like working at it like I am. But what I love is the learning. It's the fact that I can do multiple things at a time. I think that's amazing. Like that's one thing that I appreciate and I love right now, because I can this week I can focus on, I'll be doing taxes and finances or whatever, which is my least favorite.
I know.
The other week it will be the mentorship program. Another week it will be business development and business advisory. So it really it's very fulfilling. I'm learning so much. I'm learning so much. So what I like right now is the learning and the networks I'm making currently.
And what are you hoping to tap into a bit more, like knowing yourself and knowing, like you spoke about this creative side that you have, and any other thing that you feel like, you know what, I want to explore myself a bit more in these areas?
The creative side I'm not very sure about now. But I believe I still need to tap into the business management part more, because and the business coaching. I found I could do it. And it was very fulfilling when you sit down with someone and they have a business in front of them. They have a lot of frustrations, and you come there and you talk to them and you break it down and you simplify it, and then you see some sort of relief. When now you work with them and take them through a journey. It wasn't for a long period of time, but I realized for some people that came, it really was, it helped their businesses. They had more perspective. So being able to do that for someone, for me, was very fulfilling. So I believe that's what I want to really, really tap into and focus on. And yes, The creative, I'm not sure about that. I think one day I'll, because I have friends that I think, yeah. So I think I should use that network and maybe
Explore the
explore,
creative side.
yeah.
Okay. Last question on the segment of questions is you Inspire Innovation is a startup, right? And I find that obviously working for a startup is quite different from working like for a very established business. And I know this from experience, like going from PwC, SAB, and then starting my own business. What would you say are some of the challenges of working for a startup? And I ask this question because obviously, like right now in Lesotho, with the unemployment rate that's there, the people that are now employing people, traditionally everyone would go work for the government or work for the banks, one of the banks, or like these well-established businesses, yes, and then mostly for the government. But now people have to work for startups because there's like this whole startup culture now in Lesotho, or SMME, we like to call it SMME. What do you think are some of the challenges of working for a startup, and how do you navigate those?
Well, startups are, I don't know, I don't want to say they're experimenting,
but they are.
It's a lot of
actually.
it's a whole lot of let's see,
let's try this,
let's try this,
let's
and
try
yes,
this.
so that's what it is. And that's my experience. So like everything you're doing for the first time, and yes, we don't want to be perfect, but like there's also that it's like if you don't get it right, you can either you're either gonna shut down, and then now we all go home, or we have to push through. So I think the biggest challenge is that like they're always in that phase of we're gonna try this and see how it goes. And for me, when you come work for one, it's very easy when we come, anyone that wants to work, it's always I just need money. I know people at first they'll be like, no, I just need experience.
After all, you're like, listen, I just want money.
I'm working, actually.
Screw the experience.
Like, it gets to that point where you're like, no, actually screw the experience, I need money. So it's a bit of it challenges your character so much, because you either have to be patient, but also be willing to learn and hit the ground running.
Yourself.
Yes,
right?
you push yourself.
Like
No one is gonna
babysitting you.
That's another thing. So I've realized also with people that have worked at corporates, it's you can sit there. This is what I've observed when when new people come and I kind of have to induct them and everything. So induction is not the same as corporate. It's not the same.
Like hit the ground running.
Yeah, no,
let's learn as we go
So
along.
you can get your corporate. There's a desk. You sit in there, or you're gonna do this.
And
wait for a laptop or wait for someone. Here it's different. They'll tell you, oh no, we're doing this. By the way, you're gonna go already. You're being told what to do, where you're gonna go. Like it's just different. When you start, you're already going. You're already running. You're not gonna wait for a week for whichever line manager to give you. No, it's you already.
And there's not a lot of structure. Like there's like literally
I think that's
no one is managing you. And
there's no structure. You have to push yourself. You literally can go for 2 weeks or a month without knowing what you're doing, unless you're gonna ask. And unless you push yourself and really deliver. Because sometimes you'd find that if we're doing everything, startups, that's another thing about startups. We want to do everything. We want to see what works.
So we're trying all these things all at the same time.
So you're gonna end up coming there and saying, oh my God, I am an accountant. I'm going to be doing management accounts. I'll be doing no. You get to Inspire and you are doing something else. You are presenting in front of people. You're giving training. And then you're like,
you're going for client meetings. I think for me the biggest challenge coming from the corporate world was the fact that in startups, things don't go according to plan.
No.
And I came from an auditing background.
And it can be very frustrating.
Yeah. So
when
like,
things are not, it's very frustrating.
Yeah.
So yeah, there can be a lot of conflict, but also it needs
growth.
It's growth. It needs very open-minded people, but you have to be very hardworking.
People that are willing. This is my favorite saying, as you know, people that are willing to be comfortable with being uncomfortable.
Yeah.
All right, next. That's like our slogan. Be comfortable with being uncomfortable. All right, so the next part is about the program itself, the Inspire Mentorship Program. So we started this program last year. We like the stories that the Debo and Katleo were like, I was actually shouting at them for not tapping into, my skills. They're like my friends. And they would never like really ask me questions about my career and ask for advice. So I remember Debo had applied for this job, and then she was like, "Oh, I didn't get it," and I'm like, "Why didn't we prepare for this together?" And so I was like, "No, guys, we need to like formalize some sort of relationship to mentor each other." And so they then said, "Okay, can you please mentor us?" And then I was like, actually, I don't just want to mentor the two of you. Like, I'd actually like for us to form a program where other people would benefit as well. But I knew obviously I can't mentor like a multiple number of people with everything else that I have going on. So I was like, okay, let me tap into my network, as you said. Let's bring on other people who are going to be mentors. And then I basically said, Bohlokoa, please, this is the vision. Please design a poster. We're opening up applications, right? And so I want you to reflect on the journey then, from then up until now, building this program, which is, a big, impactful program right now, that we have even more things that we want to do, things that we're even trying now. What does it take, or what did it take to build such a program? What were all the different elements that we had to consider? Yeah.
Okay, at first, it was about, do we really have mentors that have the time to do this? So then it's first talking to them about it, then now having to drop the bomb of it's going to be a whole year. Because when you do that,
which we need to relook, I think. Yeah. I think we need to make it like a 6 months.
Yeah, it's a lot of work for a year.
Yeah.
So then it's like a year.
Yeah.
Like, if someone is volunteering their time and effort, and it's like a year. So there's another thing about it. It's not just mentoring, because mentoring is like, oh, we're going to meet once a week.
Yeah.
We brought in other aspects. You will meet with your mentor, or you'll meet with your mentee, but we also want to have a session. But it'll be once a month.
Yeah.
Where, we'll bring a speaker and someone will give you a skills session. And then we were like, okay, no, but we can't stop there. Now the mentees are coming in. What else are they going to learn? Because one session, an hour of what?
It's not enough.
Learning public speaking. And then what will be, how will we know that they took what we needed them to take from that? If it's only a once-off thing,
we need to see them demonstrate that.
Yes. So then now we have to think about the curriculum.
Yeah.
Like, what are we gonna? But we can't do all this ourselves because we are coordinating this already. So we need to bring in more people to come and now maybe give training for. We need to come up with the content. Like, what are their deliverables? What exercises do they need to do in order to practice all these things that we'll be doing in sessions? They need to be occupied for at least 3 weeks before the next session every time. So pulling in people, it first was the mentors, then the mentees, then now it's people that we have to bring in, the speakers, the skills facilitators. Then there'll be the other skills facilitators we bring in to do a training for 4 weeks in a row. Now we have to tell the mentees that, okay, you have to commit more time now on Fridays during lockdown, on Friday evenings now, every single, a week. It was once a week.
It was once a week, but like every week.
Yes. So we have to think about the dates. It's the time, just the coordination. How will it work? All these people are working. Most of them are working.
All of them.
All of them are working.
And also like managing different time zones, because our speakers came from all over the world.
We have to think about the time zones. We have to think about. So in a way, I'm kind of glad COVID happened for this program.
Yes.
Because then when we introduced the online sessions, it was easier. Now
We
to have
got
the
more
speakers. We
speakers,
got more
yeah.
speakers that didn't necessarily have to be here physically.
Yeah.
We were able to mobilize them, and it was just easier.
Yeah.
So,
But the nice thing with the physical meetings was that we had built some cohesion. Like we had like a group
Yes.
spirit already.
it was easy. The networking.
We had done the networking
easier.
already, yeah.
Yes,
So
the
it was
networking
easier
was
to get
easier.
people online.
Yeah, so
right?
I like the lockdown, the online method, but I also don't like it because now I realized that throughout the whole program, we're doing everything else. We're doing the exercises, we're doing the trainings, the sessions, but I feel like there was not enough networking between the mentees. And, you know, they would only network or talk to like their
The
mentors.
one-on-one mentors,
Yeah, the one-on-one,
yeah.
and then the only time people get to speak is in the session if they have questions. And with physical sessions now, they were able to network. Like you talk to someone that you don't normally talk to. You talk to a mentor that doesn't mentor you. You talk to your mentee. Mentees will interact. So that aspect really suffered a bit, but well, I think hopefully
We'll pick it up now.
Yeah, we're getting new ideas of finding new ways of actually getting the mentees and the mentors to actually network on their own.
Yeah.
So it'll be, we will come up with different things because I mean this is the first cohort.
Yeah.
So we were still trying to see what works and what doesn't.
Yeah.
Like now you're saying maybe it shouldn't be a year, it should probably be 6 months.
Yeah.
But also I'm thinking, but there's so much to cover. Like will 6 months even be enough?
Yeah.
Will be, you know.
Yeah.
But it's been a lot of work.
Yeah.
Because you have to manage 24
Because I think, yes, a lot of the
with different
times, even when we
schedules.
talk about the program, I think people just see the other side, like
Yeah.
where maybe there's like mentorship Monday once a week and they meet once a month and then they have like the one-on-one sessions. But like there's so much that goes on in the background. What do you feel? Because I mean, you are quite young yourself and you're still at a very critical stage of your career, right? Where like we're always talking about, you know, making a personal development plan, a professional development plan. And like I'm always having conversations with you guys around, okay, so where do you see yourself? Like this is an opportunity for you to get yourself to the next place you want to get to, you know? How do you feel? Do you feel like you've benefited? Actually, not how. Do you feel like you've benefited from being part of the program? And as much as you were like the administrator, but obviously you had to be at every session, you had to engage and sort of kind of take part in the activities, right, that they were doing. In what ways do you feel like you've benefited from being part of the program?
Yeah, in so many ways because in the sessions you actually get I said I worked for the place I worked for before I came here. It wasn't really a huge company. I also reported directly to the owner of the business, and so I've never had experience working in corporate, you know.
Yeah.
So it was interesting to me to hear perspective from other people and
That are working in
yes, the
corporate.
experience they have working in corporate, the experience they have working in different fields in Lesotho. So it gives me an idea and of what I want actually. So when they did the exercises, I also did the exercises myself. You know, the PDPs, the assessments. Then I would see it wasn't really for anyone. Like
It was just for
because
you,
because I feel like I'm learning a lot already. So I'm taking in so much, but I realized that I was for me now having to go through and tell people you have to be more intentional about your career. You have to do AB. So that's what I found myself now doing. I found myself saying, okay, no. So this year I'm finishing my honors. What next? What do I have to do? Am I gonna do long distance learning again? Did that work for me the last time?
Yeah.
What happens if I have to go back to school full time? But does it make sense? What is the perfect time for me to go? So now I started thinking about so many things, and everything that they went through and they were doing, I wanted to see if it applied to me. Like when they were doing training in coding, I was like, okay. I went through. I was doing the exercises. I fell off somewhere
because you have to
because
manage
I had
the program.
yes, I fell off, but I told myself I'm gonna finish it, and I was like, I'm gonna finish it, and I'm gonna talk to the lady. I'm gonna get a certificate. I'm also gonna submit what they have to submit, so that because I realized that there's certain things that you realize, okay, I can't always go when I want to start something. I can't always go to a graphic designer, or I don't have money. I probably want to do just a small project. These projects that we do like outside, like the non-profit projects that
we do.
Yes. So I'm thinking so many things could have been done already. Had I had this last year and I was going through this training, I was going to be it was going to be very beneficial for me. So now I know what. Yes. So I was able to realize what works for me and what doesn't. I also did the work with them, and I got so many insights from all the speakers that were speaking. It was a lot of very amazing people. So it's actually a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in, and you realize that for you to get somewhere, you literally cannot do it on your own. You have to tap in. Yes, you need different people, and it's nice to have something you're interested in, but also don't restrict yourself. That's what I learned. You can't restrict yourself to one thing. You can't restrict yourself to one career, or you can do anything. Even if you are in finance and everything, you find yourself now writing poems, and don't restrict yourself. That's what I learned. So I realized that actually, if you apply, you learn from different people, different things. You don't have to use them all,
and you're going to discover
once.
a lot. I think if you like, the more conversations you have with people, the more you're going to discover about what's out there, and even things that you didn't know about that you may be interested in, but maybe just don't have exposure to. Right?
It's not just about putting yourself out there. Also, when you around the right people, like, it gives you more perspective, and then now you have options. You will literally have options when you get into a program like this one. You realize, okay, we actually do have options.
Like, I'm not stuck.
I'm not stuck.
I feel stuck at that moment.
It's just that little push. It's just that one thing, just that one exercise. That's just that, being, the personal development thing is just saying, okay, in a week I at least have to do one free online course, or so that's the push that everyone needs.
What has been the most rewarding for you, like being part of the program and seeing the impact that it is having? What makes you feel good about your job when you think about it?
Like, everything that has been happening for the careers of mentees, like so many of them had career shifts that were amazing. Like, they got new jobs, they are winning things. I'm just and then they come back and tell us, and they, like, even when we ask them, like, sometimes it's like, oh, we are just asking because we need to take this content and put it and post it.
We need to know what's going on.
We need to know what's going on. But then you realize, oh no, actually, what it really is going on? Are we really working? Is it really having it? And then you realize, okay, now, like, some people are really, this is really helping a lot of people. I wish more people would be in it, so it's, and I think it's very rewarding when people you see that, okay, this has really helped. Someone has pushed through something, and they were able to do something because of the exercise and everything they've been going through on the program. So it's very rewarding.
I think for me, it's definitely seeing people connect outside of us. Like, seeing people say, I was going to apply for a job and I called this person who's not even my mentor, directly, but she's a mentor in the program, and because she's a specialist in this area, then she helped me through it, and then I got the job, or I was able to do the proposal, or I was able to do this. Then because for me personally, the program is not about us as Inspire. It's about the people. It's about them building a community and carrying on that community. Like, we're just like catalysts. We're really just coordinators, and we help people make those connections. So it's always so rewarding when I hear someone say, I spoke to that person. I'm like, that's not your mentor. Like, I tapped into that, so that's what's amazing for me. So you raised something that I actually hadn't even thought about, coming into this conversation. It was about the other initiatives that we do, like, as a team, such as Keep Lesotho Clean, and I think the training program that we have like for entrepreneurs, that we do like CSI type of projects. And you spoke about your involvement there. And I mean, these are things that, some of them are like Keep Lesotho Clean is a project that we started with other people. And they're certainly not compulsory for anybody to be a part of. Just because you work for Inspire doesn't mean you have to take part in that project, and some people don't, and it's okay. Why do you take it upon yourself to be involved in like CSI type of projects and voluntary projects? Actually, I remember when we started Keep Lesotho Clean, the week before we started the initiative, you told me, when I said, guys, okay, I want us to start Keep Lesotho Clean, you were like, actually last week we were in the bus stop with friends of mine.
It was just the four of us.
Yeah.
We had started it, and it was like, this is really amazing because now it means we can do something
together. Like there's more resources.
Yeah,
and
there's more resources. Yeah.
Why did you do that? Why is it important for you that you do CSI and all these other things? Like we do so much that we don't get paid for, right?
Yeah.
That you don't get paid for. Why do you feel that is important for you? Those kind of things. Why is it important for you to be involved in them?
To be honest, I've always liked helping people or just making an impact. So every time I think of doing something, I always think, okay, but how is it going to help? Because you would think Keep Lesotho Clean or picking up trash is helping the municipality or whatever.
Yeah,
no. Yeah. Or it's, I don't know, like you just getting irritated by seeing, but I was thinking about when I thought about it, I'm like, okay, these people in the bus stop are sitting and working in this area. But they're not doing anything but I feel like I don't blame them. So it's they need a push, or maybe they need help. First of all, it would be very nice for someone that's you're cooking, you're selling food for people, but there's a pile of trash next to you. So it's like she knows she can do something about it, but it's not going to be consistent because they don't have the resources. They don't have. So for me, everything I do is always from a place of I'm trying to help. Yes. How can I impact? Because I want to help people. I don't want to get any credit for it. I don't want someone to come and say.
And how does it help you in your own development? Because I always feel like for me, it helps me. Like number one, it keeps me humble. For example, right? It keeps me humble. So for I want to talk about at Keep Lesotho Clean, we had this one time when we went and we actually removed a pile of dirt from where someone was cooking. So we got them, we're like, why would they cook in such a place? And then we took that heap of soil and we removed it. Then next thing we know, there's storage coming down, right? And then when the lady arrived, she's like, why did you guys remove that pile of dirt? We put it there for a purpose because there is a bigger problem. So it that I always talk about that when I say, serving keeps you humble, because it taught me that we can be so judgmental. From a distance, you know better. Oh, it's so untidy. I know better. I'm gonna get there and clean. Until these people have a bigger problem that someone else is not solving, the municipality or whoever is responsible is not solving, so they have to come up with their own solution, right? So that always keeps me humble to say I don't know everything. I can just go there and serve, and then I will learn in the process. Then I think also the skills that you learn, the community building, the organizing people, getting sponsors, giving feedback to stakeholders, even engaging the very same people, like MCC, for example, engaging them, because even after we picked up the trash, they would have to come back and collect it, right? What do you feel like you gain from voluntary work?
Even the skills, when I said I with coordination I started, but I realized I actually also tapped into project management when I was doing this. And it's something that, everyone is always like, do project management. Everyone, they believe
it's the in thing right now.
If you have project management, then
you can go far.
You can do anything. And I realized from that yeah, okay, no, I'm learning new skills. First of all, that as well, the humility part, I really actually realized that yes, being humble is also a part of like growing.
Yeah.
Because
Developing
when you
your character.
approach everything with that mindset of, okay, I don't know anything, but I'd like to help.
Yeah.
But I don't know anything. I'll just get there and see what
get my hands dirty. I won't dictate what should happen. Just get my hands dirty, and I will learn as I go along. Yeah.
And that really helps because I'm able to apply that even when I was doing this, even when everything like when we're doing this, we're starting this mentorship program, I literally tapped into everything else that I was doing when I was coordinating the project for KLC. Like all that came back. Like, okay, so where did we start? Oh, we start with research. Start asking people first, because even with this one, it's like you need to know what's lacking with people. Like when you
empathize with the person that you want to solve the problem for.
Yes. Yeah. So now you realize people have different challenges. You thinking, okay, no, it's easy, we can do it online, and then we got challenges. There was one lady that unfortunately had to now pull out of the program because at the time she wasn't unemployed. She didn't have a laptop. She had a phone, but it wasn't a smartphone that was, so everything.
So now in future we need to think about.
So we need to think about that. We can't say, okay, next time if you don't have a laptop, don't come. It's it's fair, but it's also, but how can we now reach that person that's in that situation?
Yeah.
How do we help
That's
them?
quite profound.
What else can we come up with? What content can we come up with that will not require them to have a laptop or to have to go online for certain things? Can they just join in a different way? Maybe we need an extension of this program to address
this particular
issue. Yes. Right. So yeah.
Now, mentorship. Do you have any mentors or people that have had a role in your life? Like one or two? We don't have a lot of time. So just one or two people that have had a role in your life. How did you approach them? If you want, it would be nice. I know that it's always nice when somebody hears their name, like, oh, I had an impact on you. But you don't have to mention their name.
My mentorship journey is very funny. I think I'm being mentored by different people. Some of them don't even know it. Yeah, so I just talk to them and ask them questions. With you, I think it's more than mentoring. It's just coaching. I think it's more of a coaching thing because now
it's hands-on.
It's hands-on. It's always there. So I have one person though that I approached, but our schedules will always clash. But she's a marketing person. So, but I've had a chance to work with her and interact with her here and there. So I think I also just got busy this year with this mentorship program and everything else. So she's a very busy person as well. But like I approached and I still believe that I can tap into and talk to her, because she didn't have a problem. She just said, no, let's talk and then we'll see where it goes. So
why did you approach her? Because she has experience in marketing.
She has experience in marketing, yes. And also where I worked previously, my boss then had recommended her. I was like, oh, okay, yes, I can do that, so that my work would be easier when I was there. So I appreciated that a lot. He actually the concept of mentorship never came to me. So then he suggested, and he's like, so that you can do your work properly, speak to this person and then they'll guide you through it. So then I have one other guy that I approached because I was talking to a friend also, because I asked if like advice. We've worked together. So I asked him, I need a mentor. It's like, in what I'm like, I don't know what I want. I'm doing so many things.
I need someone
someone to help me make sense of it and tell me what to do. I don't know what to do, but and then they're like, okay, I think I have the right person for you. So I DM'd that person, and then we started talking, and then it's both everything. They're the ones that were also encouraging me to do online courses. You would also say it, but like I think it was just coming in differently when you were saying it. It wasn't registering the same. It was like,
Why?
Yeah, I think it wasn't registering the same when you would say it. But then when this person now was like saying it, I did this and did this, and then they'll throw me in different directions. So I realized it actually helps because I am doing different things.
Yeah.
So then they would be able to say, for this you can do this,
And
for this you can try that. You know how LinkedIn. And it's funny because it's things that you would say, but I don't know, I wouldn't receive them.
Update your LinkedIn, guys. I'm gonna say this every week.
Every
single week.
Yeah.
Update your LinkedIn. I was telling somebody that nowadays when someone says, "Who is Mama? Who's Bohlokoa?"
Send their LinkedIn profile,
I just send them their
if it's
LinkedIn.
Not up
like,
to date.
like it's up to you. If they're still like, "Oh, she's in St. Stephen's," and it's like 10 years later. Anyway, all right. So on the last part of the questions, what are your dreams for the country? I know that's always such a big question. But, we are living in a time where, like right now, there's the Bacha shutdown march that's being organized. Like the youth are not really happy with the country. But I think what I always want to know is, but what do we want? What is it that we want for this country? What is our dream for this country? And what role do you see yourself playing actually in that dream?
This is a hard question, but it's also easy because I feel like I always, when you have frustrations about the country and you're always like, we need this.
And it can be in one area, like for me, for example, professional development. Last week in the legal mentorship session, I was saying that, like we were just talking about our frustration with people that are not applying themselves. Like, let's say a lawyer starts working at a firm and they just become an ordinary lawyer. They're not really applying themselves, they're not learning, they're not reading, they're not writing and contributing to the thought leadership. And I said to them, if we don't have a structured professional development path for people, we can't expect them to be great lawyers. We need to channel them a certain way. So one of my dreams is to see this country taking skills development seriously, is to see a young person knowing that when I get to inspire, this is my growth path, and the government supporting businesses to provide that type of training. I want to see accountants know that it doesn't matter where I work, whether I work at Metropolitan, whether I work at Alliance, I will get the same type of experience. Like I will become a certain type of accountant because the LIA is supporting me in this, because the government has a policy and it has a structure, So what is your dream, like in any specific area? What is it that you would like to see change for the youth of this country?
I think there's so many, so I'm trying to think of one specific, but they're all connected, I believe. So
I know that one thing that frustrates you a lot is you work a lot in helping businesses like register.
Okay. So
I knew I would get you fired up.
Honestly, to be honest, I really need, whether it's small businesses, whether it's the corporates that come in here, whether it's the government, service needs to change. It really needs to change. I don't even know where I'm gonna start, but I feel so strongly about service that, because I receive different service, I talk to so many people, I do so many things, so I literally tap into every industry or every office or every so I know how I'll be received everywhere. And I know now, like I know how long it would take to get something, and I get surprised when it's actually shorter than that. For me, in this country, service is a problem. And it comes from really a culture. that I really don't understand, and it's everywhere.
Yeah.
It's a culture. It's a Basotho
It's
culture.
in government.
It's in
but
government.
it's also in the private sector.
It's
where
also
you
in the
get-
private sector.
Yeah.
It's also even small businesses now are adopting that, and
Mm.
for them especially, I really, when I say business development and business coaching and training, they need to do that very early on and get certain things, the
Right, the
basics,
foundation
especially
right.
yes, the foundation right. That's where it starts. Getting that foundation right. There was no foundation for
Yeah.
that, I believe. So getting that foundation right and realizing that initially everything stems from serving.
Yeah.
I believe that everything
And
stems
people will
from
come
serving
back because
people.
of service.
Yes.
But I also think so. Me Mantati Pomani actually spoke about it in the Thought Leader with Advocate Ndumo.
Okay.
She spoke about
Yes.
service, why we need service. And I think when I think about it, it's a whole value chain. So for example, for a business to register, like there are so many things that can go wrong.
Yeah.
It's not to say every business takes long. It actually is quite a simple process.
It's a very simple process,
but then
everyone
it can get complicated by other things. So now if you're expecting that same business that can't even register, to offer service in another way, like it's a whole value chain.
That's why I'm like, it's
there
all
are frustrations
connected.
that really,
Yes.
So I agree with you there. How do you think you're going to contribute to that? And maybe you already are with the business training.
Yeah, I think I kind of already am, but it needs to happen on a, I don't know.
Like it needs to be more intentional.
It needs to be more intentional. Yes, I believe like the mentorship program. How now we're trying to change the professional.
We're trying to professionalize the
professions.
Yeah.
Yes. So I feel like we can also do that with service everywhere.
Yeah.
So
maybe
customer service, that's a business opportunity. It's but people don't even appreciate. When you tell them about it, they're like, we don't need that. But
we need it.
We need it. Everyone needs it. So that's a business opportunity. If no one is doing it, we'll try it. We're gonna tap into it as well. We just have a lot going on.
All right. So last one, we're like, our time is up. What advice would you give somebody that's starting off, maybe in their professional world, or maybe even going to school, not knowing what lies ahead, or like whatever fears they may have? What would be the one piece of advice, very short, that you would give to a young person right now?
Just don't panic. Yeah, you don't panic, but also be very intentional. You don't have to be sure. You can change your mind whenever you want to, but you just need to get information. Whatever you decide,
pursue it.
Pursue that. Yes, be intentional, but also be open-minded.
Yes.
But what I can say now is that you need to read. I know there's also this thing, of degrees. I don't know, like school is not.
It's useless.
It's useless. No. Don't subscribe to that. Only subscribe if you really don't have the means.
If your Mark Zuckerberg.
Yeah, like
Did he drop out? I don't know. But like a lot of them dropped out.
Yeah, but
Steve Jobs, like only subscribe if you're Steve Jobs. All right.
But yes, be very open-minded, but stick to what you believe you can do now.
Yeah.
But be very open-minded and learn from. Yes, be intentional and learn from other people. You can't do anything on your own.
Yeah.
You literally have to learn from other people. Ask other people.
Thank you. That is a lot of advice. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We could go on and on and on. I mean, this is like the Inspire energy. Thank you so much for joining us, Bohlokoa. You and the team have been doing such a great job with the program. And I'm excited to see, what are the different ways that we're going to challenge ourselves. We're definitely not stopping. So thank you guys for joining us. We will see you again soon. We will be making some great announcements, hopefully in the next week or so. Thank you for joining Mentorship Monday. See you next time.